Hey guys, it's good for you to see me again. Means you're moving right along with the process. Excited to have you in the studio. Now that your application has been accepted and you've chosen your class or your classes, how you wish to study here, there's a few more things we're going to ask you to do. Now we have a series of small orientation videos to follow that you're going to want to work through. We want you to get started on those right away. What it's going to do is go over in depth our booklet. Now you have an electronic copy of this. This is the hard copy. You'll be receiving it. And you'll see some of the students from the studio going over this with you. A couple of key things that I just want to bring to your attention. Three very important things that this studio really requires of you. You have to be on time. You got to be here on time. We work in an ensemble capacity, so it's important. The doors actually will shut, and then you're actually going to have to stay outside for that scene work or that teaching, and you're not going to want to miss it. That's why you're here. The second thing has to do with rehearsals. You need to rehearse with your scene partner, and the guys are going to cover this with you in the videos to follow, but it's very important, and you're going to want to. It's only going to make you a better actor. And then on the intimacy dynamic means, well, we call it pushing, hugging, shoving, and kissing. In any scene at any given point in time, there could be pushing, touching, shoving, kissing, cheek hugging, whatever. Every scene is different. Some scenes don't require it. Some scenes do, but we do cover it right here in the manual. Allison's going to go over that with you as well. It's just about making sure you feel comfortable. So it puts you in the driver's seat, so you don't have to worry about it. That's the whole point of this, so that you know if something has the possibility of showing up, you're in control of how far it goes or how far it doesn't go, or you might just be cool with it. That might excite you. Who knows? Whatever your personality is, we're going to work with it to make sure that you're safe here in the studio. Now, before I sign off with you, the rest of the videos are coming. I want to make sure that you read through your workbook, the electronic one. Then you're going to get this cool one. And inside is going to be your first assignment, which is called the line lifting sheet ratchet technique assignment, which is empowering your cold reading. I'm trying to take a look to see if you can kind of see it right there. There you go. This is very important. You're going to want to begin working this right away. A couple of times a day, 5 to 10 minutes, and you will be a skilled technician in cold reading, as opposed to a lot of people out there that are very sloppy, that don't take the time to learn this technique. So get working on that right away. It's only going to improve you and move you further along in your studies in the studio. Now, I'm really excited to have you on board. The team is excited to have you on board. We're going to turn you over to Meredith right now, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the studio.
Hey, my name is Meredith, and I just wanted to welcome you here to CBSI. I'm going to get started with a little bit of information. It's going to prepare you for your first class so that you're ready to go. I have this student manual here that you received through your email. Right now, refer to the electronic version. However, you will get this hard copy on your first day. So here at CBSI, we are an on-camera studio as well as an on-time studio. So you're going to want to make sure that you arrive early. The doors will close as soon as class starts, and you don't want to miss any part of class. Dress comfortably. There might be some physical activity for the beginning. You don't know what to expect. So ladies, I would say don't wear your heels. Also, make sure to bring a pen and a pencil, or a pen and a notebook, as you'll be taking a lot of notes throughout the class, as well as a 16 gigabyte USB. You'll receive your playback and get to review it throughout the week. It's so helpful. Also, if you want to bring a water bottle, stay hydrated. I like to do that myself. The class will start with a short power teaching from your coach. Now, once that's over, you're going to take a break. However, do not leave the room until you get your scene from your coach. After the break, other scenes are going to go up, and while this is happening, you're going to refer to your cold reading checklist. Now, this is very important because it's the core foundation of what you're going to be using to work one-on-one with your coach for the first month trial period. After your scene is done, make sure you hand your USB to your studio director. We like to call them SDs, and then you'll get your footage that you can review throughout the week. It's so helpful. Now, after class, you'll receive an automated email. Go ahead and fill out that form as needed, and then if you can't find it, make sure to go to claybankstudio.com/Student Hub. The Student Hub is going to be your friend for any questions that you might have. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm going to hand it over to Allison and Chris for more information on lineup, policy, procedures, and etiquette. I'll see you guys in the studio.
Hi guys, my name's Allison and I'm one of the students here at CBSI, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about etiquette in the studio and how we do things here. So first things first, arrive early. I know Meredith already said it, but I'm going to say it again. It's super important to be on time, not just for the class and being courteous to others, but also for yourself, because the first part of class is always filled with a lot of great information and you don't want to miss it. So if you arrive late, you're going to have to wait in the hallway because the doors get locked, and you're not going to be able to come in until after the first part of class. So make sure that you arrive on time. Same goes for leaving and entering during the class. We get it. Sometimes there's an emergency. You really have to go to the bathroom. Things happen. If so, just don't leave and enter during a scene. Make sure you wait till the breaks between scenes. But we do have designated breaks during class for the bathroom, and we take a longer break where you can have a snack. So if you can wait. You don't want to miss anything. Another really important thing is when you make it past cold reads and you're doing continuous scene work with partners, is being courteous and conscientious and actually taking the time during the week to have rehearsals. It is required to rehearse your scenes outside of class. If you know that you just can't do this because your schedule's crazy something one week, stay at the cold read level. Don't move on. Stay where you know that you can handle it, because it's not just affecting you, it's also affecting your scene partner. Really, really important. Cell phones need to be turned off or on silent, but just make sure that they do not ring during class, because it's really, really awful if someone's phone rings during a scene and you don't want to be that person. So turn your phone off, put it away. Same goes for food. There's no food allowed in the studio. We don't want stuff all over the floor, making a mess, making things smell. The only place you can eat is in the hallway, not the lobby or the classroom. So make sure that if you have a snack, you wait to the break and you eat it out in the hall. Same with liquids. You can only have liquids in a sealed container like a water bottle, or if you have coffee, have it in a thermos. Don't bring your flimsy little Starbucks cup in with the top that's going to fall off and make a mess. It's no good. Just keep it outside the studio. Another really important thing is how we handle the materials in the studio. We want to be respectful, and these materials get used over and over again by different actors. So when you get a scene, it's going to be blank. It's not going to have any notes on it or highlighting. If you're the kind of person that you want to make character notes and highlight or do things, that's up to you. Make a copy. Do whatever you want with your own copy, but the studio copy needs to stay clean. It needs to be handed back in after the scene's over, so make sure you keep that one really fresh for us. Last but not least, in this little manual here, we have a whole little section on physical intimacy, and it's really important to discuss this with your scene partner in advance. We do a lot of edgy material that's going to involve things like maybe kissing or pushing. We have a little list here: hugging, kissing, pushing, and shoving. It's not going to come up all the time, but if you have boundaries and if you get a scene and it has a kiss in it and you're not comfortable, talk to your scene partner. Otherwise, it's fair game. So make sure that you have these discussions in advance so that everyone stays comfortable and feels safe. I think that's it for me, guys. So I'm going to move on. We're going to talk to Chris about the class lineup procedures and how you get started with getting your work that you're going to be doing in class. See you in the studio.
Hey guys, Chris here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the different types of scene work that we do here at CBSI and how to sign up for it. The different types of work that we do are cold reading, scene study, ready to shoot, audition technique, monologues, and a little something called creative scene work. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about all of those right now, but I do want to spend a moment to talk about cold reads, because they're one of the foundational disciplines of our work here at CBSI, and it's your first assignment that you're going to get. Pretty much all scene study around here starts with cold reads, whether you bring it in yourself or if it's assigned by your coach. Now, your first few weeks, your trial month, those cold reads are going to be assigned by your coach. They're going to be one-on-one, and that's to make sure that you're working on your line lifting technique and getting an understanding of the cold reading checklist. Both of those documents, by the way, are located in here in the student resources section. This is your student manual. You're going to get to know this very well. Your first scenes are assigned, and they're typically a one-and-done situation. You're going to do it one class and turn it in at the end, and then you'll get a new one the next week. Once you progress a little longer after you've passed your trial month and you're getting scenes with scene partners, there's a certain amount of commitment that comes along with that. You need to commit to doing rehearsals and doing your scene work outside of class so that you and your scene partner are both able to progress. If you're not able to commit to that, make sure you're just sticking with doing solo work, audition technique, monologues, things like that. And it happens, but make sure that if you are requesting a new cold read, make sure you can commit to a scene partner for a couple of weeks. And, by the way, a little note about cold reads. If you request that your coach pull one for you, don't leave the room until you get it. We take breaks during class, typically after the first 30 to 45 minutes, and if you requested a cold read, make sure you get it before you leave. Don't make your coach hunt you down with it. Now, you've heard me mention requesting cold reads a couple of times. What does that mean? Well, each class has a dedicated class lineup form. That form is located on the website on the Student Hub, claybankstudio.com/Student Hub. And they're all listed there. You can always find them. But we make it even easier for you to request a new scene. We send you an automated email at the end of every class with a link asking you if you need a new cold read, if you're going to be absent, or if you're doing a makeup. If any of those apply, simply click the appropriate link and fill out the form as needed. If none of those apply to you, if you're doing a scene study or an audition technique, you don't have to do anything. No action is required. You can delete the email and move on with your day. You can do your rehearsals outside of class, work with your scene partner, and then come in ready to go. If anything does come up during the week, make sure you stay in contact with your class AD, that's your class admin director. All of their contact information can be found on the hub under student resources. And last thing about cold reads, every class has a deadline. If you're requesting a cold read, there's a deadline, there's a cutoff. You can't wait to the last minute to ask your coach to pull something for you. All those deadlines are listed on the Student Hub under Student Resources, and you can see all of them there. If you miss the deadline, you can either bring your own scene or pull one for yourself from the student library at the back of the studio. If you don't know where that is, ask your AD when you come into class. If you have any further questions, make sure to contact your class AD. Their contact information can be found on the Student Hub under Student Resources. Well, that's all for me. I'll see you around the studio.